Hey guys, James Wilson-Taylor here for Rock Sound. Backstage at 2000 Trees, Boston Manor on the bill today. Henry joins me now. How are you, man?
I'm good. How have you been these last 2 weeks?
These last 2 weeks, it's been so long. We've been so far apart for so long, haven't we? Festival season back in full swing. Remind me, is Trees one you've done a lot of times or been to before?
Yeah, this is our third or fourth time playing it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a bit of a staple for us. We love it here.
Yeah, it's a really nice festival, isn't it? It's got to be a nice one to actually, have that in the calendar in the summer. You know it's always going to go off well.
Always good. Like, we've come as just punters as well, which is a long way for us, you know. But like, we it's such a good vibe. It's small. Everyone is a bit of a mosher, which is cool, and everyone's very chill. And today the sun is very bright, which is rare for a UK festival.
It's always a nice touch when that happens, isn't it? Well, I mean, like we say, we caught up a couple of weeks ago, and I was thinking, this little peek behind the curtain for you, Rock Sound viewers. I was thinking, like, should we book one with Boston Manor for a little interview chat? I mean, we just chatted to them. What could possibly go? And it's not like they're going to, drop a new single and announce a new album or anything in the 2 week period since last saw them. But you did just that. So, album, let's start there, man. I know you guys have been writing things and thinking about things for a long, long time. When did it finally click? When did you finally go, yeah, the record's ready, let's get it out there?
I mean, we've been working on it behind the scenes in secret with a man who is just over there, actually.
Oh, really?
For about a year. Basically, the whole time we released that EP, this has been the grand project that we've been working on, Datura. And yeah, it's coming out October 14th. It's a short album. Some will say it's an EP. It is not an EP. It's 30 minutes, but it's 7 songs. But it's part 1. So it is a grander album. It's a concept album. And yeah, we just dropped a single called Passenger yesterday, which is, what the industry folks like to call the lead single of the campaign. But not that any of that matters. But yeah. So that's kind of what we've been working towards, and that's what's going to be kind of occupying most of our time over the next 18 months, I imagine.
It's exciting to see that. I think anyone, even the most casual fan of Boston Manor, can clearly see how you guys have had that ambition grow and grow over these last few records. So now you get to a point where you're going, you know what, yeah, let's do a concept record, let's do it in 2 parts. It's a big ask, but like I can see you guys are up to it already. Tell me a bit about developing that concept, and I guess coming up with this idea to actually have a wider 2-part collection of songs.
Yeah, I think the concept ended up dictating the format,
right? Sure.
In a large sense, because we didn't go into this thinking, well, it has to be a double album. And by the way, if indeed it does turn out to be like a true double album, it's not going to be like 36. It's not going to be like a big biffy, massive, I can't remember the name of that. Was it Opposites? That double album?
A classic.
I can't remember which one was the double.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not going to be like, kudos to those guys.
Oh, yeah.
I could not write that amount of songs. Not good ones anyway. But yeah, the concept kind of dictated it, and it's sort of, this record is all about nighttime. It kind of set over one night, starts at dusk. The first song is Datura, in brackets dusk, and then it ends at the very sort of break, just before the break of dawn. And it's a record about kind of like loss and addiction mainly, and mainly alcoholism, something I've kind of struggled with over the years that I'm kind of coming out of now. But some issues I've been working on, and stuff that was definitely exacerbated over the pandemic. But it's definitely a record about just going to a dark place and then pulling yourself out of it, really. In short, us, like, we don't like to kind of be overly personal and beat people over the heads with our own problems, and I always want people to be able to kind of dive into it with their, and put themselves into the record.
Yeah, which I think particularly when you're talking about something like that, going into a dark place and coming out of it. I mean, my God, you may as well call the record the last 3 years of everyone's lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
It's a very relatable place to start, even if you're going to wrap it up in terms of a grander concept and aesthetic, right? It makes a lot of sense.
100%, yeah. And I mean, obviously, a lot of that was still like, some of those songs were written then. Yeah. Like the first song that we put out the other day, the tour. It's like an intro track. That was a poem that I wrote like right in the middle of 2020. Pretty dark time. It was pretty about the world around me at the time and stuff. So it's a darkish record, but it's not doom and gloom. We're not beating people over the head with the misery stick.
Sure.
Like, I mean, check Passenger out. There's some bops on there. It's a fun record, and there's a lot of different stuff going on. But yeah, I just think we're at a point in our career now where we kind of really know what we are, and we kind of feel like we know what the tools in our arsenal are that we can play with, and we feel confident enough to start kind of just saying, yeah, let's do a concept record. We don't have to write 12 tracks where every single song not that we've ever tried to do this, but a lot of people do, and you're encouraged to in this day and age, where every single track is aimed at, well, maybe this will get playlisted, maybe this will get this will get a TikTok reaction or whatever. We're not doing that. We're going back to making a record that is truly like ebbs and flows and has songs that were never meant to be heard unless you were listening to that full record.
You know what's interesting though about that is that, because you're absolutely right, and to get a little industry on this for a second, like that,
we're getting really industry today, aren't we?
We're so industry, guys.
This is behind the curtain.
So industry.
Truly.
But like for real, you're absolutely right in saying that like people always have an eye on like what's going to be the single, what's going to connect in that kind of temporary space, is something going to work on TikTok or whatever. That doesn't always work because TikTok successes tend to be kind of take you by surprise.
Yeah.
But I have to say, with albums and with artists over the last few years, the things that are hitting bigger and bigger, you must have seen it, are the bigger concept things, the things with a grander aesthetic around them, the things that actually try and tell a bigger story. That feels like that's going to hopefully connect on a bigger level as a bigger piece of art.
Yeah, I mean, time will tell, and it's the cliche thing that every band guy says, where he's like, I don't care if no one loves it, like we made it for us, but in large part, I mean, I definitely care if people don't like it.
Right,
Obviously,
right.
I've been working on this for like year and a half. Obviously, everyone that says they don't care, they're lying. They definitely care. They read the YouTube comments, they care. But in large sense, like, I'm very proud of what we've accomplished, and I do feel like the greater goal at this point is pushing the art rather than being too focused on the business side of things. Don't get me wrong, we still have to do those things because that's kind of what you need to do to survive as an artist these days. But yeah, I agree with you, and I love records. If I'm listening to a record, I want to be immersed in it. I want to kind of get plonked in the middle of a world and be able to kind of walk around in it and look around and touch things and feel things and smell things. And that's kind of what we try and do with this record. And there's a lot of accompanying like visuals and music videos. There's lots of hidden things that are hidden in artwork and T-shirts and all sorts of things like that. So we've tried to set up a little playground for people to kind of mess about in.
Yeah, so fun, so rewarding as well, man. In terms of part 2, just to look even further ahead, is that already completed as well? Is that ready to go? Or are you still putting finishing touches there?
Still working on that record,
okay, cool.
But no, that may take longer. I don't know how long that is going to take. I mean, we are working on it, but it's one of those. And I think now, especially with that record, we've done. We put Glue out in 2020, so in 2 years we'll have released 2 albums and an EP. Like we've been pretty.
It's not a bad work
working hard and touring all over the world in that time. So I think this next record we're definitely going to take our time with it. We don't feel the need to, follow this up immediately. And I want people to have a bit of time to live with the record and kind of want a new record. We've been kind of just throwing them out there willy-nilly all the time, surprise drops and stuff, which is fun. But it'll be nice to kind of have a little period of. I don't know, mystery.
Yeah,
you want to call it.
No, I think that makes a lot of sense, man. Well, it's exciting times ahead. Of course, go check out the single if you haven't already. And yeah, very, very excited to see what comes next. That's with both part 1 and part 2. I'm sure we'll talk to you about it again soon.
We'll be back here in probably 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks' time. What's the next festival? If there's not a festival, I'll just meet you in this field. We'll set up a tent. Mark will set the cameras up. We'll be absolutely
I can't remember the last time I met you not in a field.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
That is weird. Hung out in a populated area.
We need to sort something in a city next time. I feel like an actual city.
Civilized. We'll get some dinner. It'll be nice.
More civilized atmosphere.
Absolutely.
Without hay bales. I think that'll work very well. Good to see you as ever, though.
Always.
Man. Good to see you. All right, Henry, everybody.